Yeah, because it was a real conspiracy.
This is real. Yeah, it's as Alex Jones said. They've admitted this.
It's in the documents.
You got the documents right here. They've declassified all the documents. They tried to kill Castro and bomb his fields. They sent we tried to do Operation Mongoose. All right, welcome back to Macrodosing. It is Thursday. It is April 2nd. We're taping this on April Fool's Day, day of hijinks, pranks, fun. Actually, maybe the worst day. Maybe the worst holiday.
We need to have a real conversation about what we want to do about this as a society.
It's time to have an honest conversation, and you're the only one brave enough to do it, Big T.
It's just I can't take it anymore.
I mean, there's really not a lot that happened. I feel like everyone's antenna is up. You can't really fool anybody anymore.
Right, which has made the stuff go to just such an absurd extreme that it's like the dumbest stuff you've ever seen.
What if you gave a speech that was like, I'm starting a ground war, and it was like, psych.
No, that could be good. That could get the people going.
That would be, I think that could kill April Fools. Or
It's just
bring
like-
it back, maybe.
It's like, Kentucky's field's going to be blue this year. Oh, April Fools, gotcha. Like, we gotta stop.
Yeah.
I saw, PFT, did you know they're changing the name? It's going to be 6-7 flags now.
That's so good and timely.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you know that they're changing the name of it to the Taco Liberty Bell?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
And because they bought it.
That's
They bought the bell.
crazy.
Yeah, pretty nuts.
You'd think they wouldn't do that.
Because it's such an artifact,
Right.
and like it belongs to America. That belongs in a museum.
But maybe they will.
Maybe it belongs in a Taco Bell. Yeah, really, there's not a lot going on with April, because I feel like everyone's too woke to it now. Antennas are up. We couldn't even get Max on Part of My Take. Max can't exist anymore. Like the entire day, we couldn't ask him to do anything because he's just thinking that everything is an April Fool's.
I mean, fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the stuff is out of control. But maybe somebody out there enjoys it.
I think we need to start normalizing April Fool's jokes that don't take place on April Fool's Day.
So a joke.
No, I'm talking about just lying. Just lying. Yeah, just lying for fun.
I think some people out there do that.
Yeah, they do. A lot of them do. I've got an idea. I don't want to say anything about it, but I've got a really good April Fool's joke that I'm going to pull that's not going to happen on April Fool's Day.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Does it involve, like, Pardon My Take?
Involves people inside this office.
Okay.
And all I'm going to say is, like, watch this channel.
This channel?
Like the Royal channel. Me.
Okay.
My channel.
Okay. Not
but
the
this
macro YouTube channel.
This is a great place to monitor my channel.
Sure.
There's lots of places.
How soon after April
This
Fool's?
is going to be like a 12-month project.
Really?
I like the 12-month projects, yeah.
Okay. So this is a boyhood endeavor.
Yeah.
The long game.
Yeah, the very long game. Very long game. Arian's not here today because he's taking part in that golf tournament, and we did find the scoreboard. So I just want to give a scoreboard update for the day one standings at Fallen Oak. This is Tour Stop 3. And this is Fallen Oak in Biloxi, Mississippi. We've got Bud Norris in first place. John Smoltz tied for second.
John Smoltz is a great golfer.
Really good golfer.
Yeah.
Tyler Eifert, former tight end. He is in fourth place.
Why'd you skip the bringer of rain?
Josh Donaldson.
Yeah.
He's tied for second.
2 Braves in the top 3.
That's true. And then tied for fifth, we got Tony Romo. Tony Romo tied for fifth. Unfortunately, Arian Foster's tied for 60th right now.
No. 6th, right?
6-0. There's a 0 after.
Oh,
that.
not 6th, because you said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I was like, oh, well, he'll be coming next.
No, I just skipped.
60th.
I did 1, 2, skip a few. 60th. He is tied for 60th with David Ben, Ron Harper, Nick Van Exel, Evan Gieselman, and he's currently beating Steve. Oh, this is kind of cool. We got John Smoltz, Steve Avery, and Tom Glavine all in the same tournament.
Wow.
I don't know if that's the Steve Avery from the Braves
Gotta
or
be.
the Making a Murderer, Steve, the guy that killed the lady that came to his junkyard.
Well, I don't think he's out.
If he is, he's a hell of a golfer. Then we got Dexter Fowler, David Booth, Eric Cole, Bryce Butler, Brad May, Cordell Stewart bringing up the rear.
With a 0.
With a 0.
But this is what's the Stableford you said scoring?
I think this looks like modified Stableford scoring system.
This is not. He is not 0. He's not at par.
Arian Foster or Cordell Stewart is not at par. No, I'm guessing that they do points for birdies, points for eagles. They might even do points for pars with these numbers right here. I'm guessing they might do like a point per par, maybe 2 points per par.
Now, Arian, you said tied for 60th. It is worth noting that in 53rd place is someone named Mike Leach.
Yeah.
I assume it is not the Mike Leach who has passed away. But if it is, Arian is behind a man who has been deceased for several years.
Well, a dead man never makes a bogey. That's what they say.
Is it?
Yeah. So you're not dealing with any positive points. So you can end up in the modified Stableford scoring system. Once you die, you end up shooting a 0. So Cordell Stewart might be dead.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. We do also have potentially explosive news coming out of this tournament. And I hope that Arian will expand on this. But we got a text. I don't want to name any names, but he said this morning in his text to us that there's one player that he's competing against whose name rhymes with Bony Homo, who might be dealing with some cheating accusations. Again, not going to name any names, but let's just call him Bony Homo. And let's try calling Arian. Or do you think he's on the course?
I think that's why he's not on the show, is that he's playing.
Yeah. Are you
I want to know if he met John Smoltz.
The course now? That is kind of cool that they got all the Braves there.
Best rotation of all
I
time.
wonder if they should have John Rocker just play the 18th for him. John Rocker, Mark Wohlers, Steve Bedrosian.
Bring him into close.
Get the whole gang out there. Mark Wohlers had a great mullet, didn't he? Do you remember that mullet?
I've seen it. He had a mullet?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He's a great closer. I'm trying to remember who else the Braves had in their bullpen back then. I know
Greg McMichael.
Uh-huh. Bedrosian was like a setup man. I miss those days.
Let's look up 1995 Braves bullpen.
We were talking about that the other day, weren't we, Big T? Missing the days when you had a starter go 7 innings.
Yeah.
Setup man, come in, maybe close out the 7th, do the 8th, and then your closer comes sprinting out.
Well, when I was they still have when I was a kid. I guess it was maybe like 2012, 13. They had Eric O'Flaherty 7th inning, Johnny Venters 8th inning, Craig Kimbrell 9th. And it was just, if they were up after 6 innings, game was over.
Game, set, match.
I'm trying to find the 95 bullpen. Pedro Borbon.
Oh, yeah. Great bullpen name right there.
Wait, let me make sure these are pitchers. Yeah. Terry Clark, Brad Klontz.
Mm-hmm.
Greg McMichael, Kent Merker.
Oh, yeah.
That's who we were
Kent
forgetting.
Merker was great. I believe Kent Merker had a full beard, right?
I'm not sure. Mike Stanton.
I think he was a full beard guy.
Wohlers. Alejandro Pena.
Pedro Borbon.
Ronald Acuna just won a challenge to walk. I love the challenges. It's electric.
Do you like it?
I love it. CB Buckner's going to have to retire.
I have a theory about CB Buckner.
You think he's a plant?
I think he's compromised. I think
he's been this bad for 20 years.
He's just been skating by because Angel was taking all the heat for him.
I always told people when they would bitch about Angel Hernandez, like, there are a couple umpires way worse than Angel Hernandez.
The call that Buckner made last night was just insane.
He wasn't even looking at the play.
He made up in his own brain that the runner missed first base. He's like, wouldn't that be cool if he missed first base? I think he probably did.
Yeah.
You're out.
And even Kevin Cash, the Rays manager, was laughing.
Yeah, my theory is that Buckner he's going to be the one that pushes the ABS system over the edge. That we're going to see how bad umpires can be because he's making ridiculous calls, not just behind home plate, in which I think he lost 6 out of 8 challenges the other day.
And 2 strikeouts in a row on consecutive pitches.
But then at first base, when he kicked that call last night, I feel like that's a guy that gets put into place in order to bring along the development and the implementation of robot umpires.
Well, to be clear, I never want to go full robot. I love this system as it is.
Mm-hmm.
One, it gives you a finite resource that you have to determine, do I want to use this right now? Because if I'm wrong, then you're letting your team down. It creates a situation like you had with CB Buckner and Eugenio Suarez, where if the umpire keeps getting it wrong, you can humiliate him.
Yeah.
And the crowd goes nuts.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. It creates a mini game.
Yeah.
And it we don't need every single call. 90% of the calls these guys make are right.
Mm-hmm.
Way more.
And it's a very hard job.
Yes. We just need to fix the egregious ones or ones in big spots. And, it creates a situation where if you have a player who's like really terrible at challenges and he's coming up in the 9th inning, do you want him going out there? Like, it creates an interesting game within the game. I love the system as it is.
I also appreciate the game within the game because you get, and even if it's not about like one batter against one umpire, you still get the moment where the challenge is issued and then everybody turns their attention to the Jumbotron. We all get, it's like another play happens.
And it takes the perfect amount of time. It takes like 5 seconds of anticipation.
Yeah, a little anticipation. Then you're like, the only thing I would change, I want to see the pitch coming in, like on the graphic. I know it shows.
It turns.
Yeah. I know it turns a little bit, but I would like to see the pitch tracking towards the zone like they do in tennis where they show the
Well, you do. It shows the ball coming.
Does it?
Yeah.
I haven't noticed that.
It shows the ball coming from the batter's vantage point, and then it lands, and then it flips, and it shows you how far it was from the zone.
All right. I guess I missed that when I was watching it because every time I've seen it, I guess I've just seen the graphic of the ball already existing in the strike zone. So that's good. I think that, Buckner has been put in place, and we'll get to more false flag operations in a little bit because we'll talk about Operation Northwoods.
Great call.
But I think Buckner is a false flag to take down like analog refs, human umpires.
I would find that plausible had he not been making terrible calls for the last couple decades.
Yeah.
But maybe they knew. They
might be like, this is our guy. If they start putting him on more primetime games, then we'll know that's what they're planning on doing. So yeah, I think the challenge system has been great. I've loved watching it. And if you think that like having no challenges is better, I would be okay with that too if there was like absolutely nothing. But I don't like doing some things are challengeable, some things aren't. I like that you can now challenge balls and strikes because it also tosses in like, do you have what batters have the green light to challenge?
Right.
And what
if your 9-hitter challenges a pitch and gets it wrong, he's getting an earful.
Now, that might be an outmoded way of thinking about baseball lineups, though, Big T. I've seen more and more teams start to put good players batting 9th.
You'll put some guys who maybe would otherwise hit 7th, 9th. Like the Braves hit Michael Harris 9th usually because he has speed.
Because you want to get a guy on base for the top of the order.
But he's not like one of the best hitters on the team.
Yeah, but some teams they don't put like their best guy hitting 9th.
Right.
I'd say maybe your 6th best at best would hit 9th.
But if one of your bad hitters gets 2 challenges wrong and wastes your entire team's challenges, that guy's going to be in trouble.
You're having a conversation for sure. Baseball season's been awesome. It's been great. Nationals are much, much better than I thought they'd be. They're frisky. I like this new manager we got. We got a young nerd that's running the show. Blake Butera. He's like 32 years old, I think. 34 maybe.
Was he a catcher?
I'm not exactly sure, but our new GM that we got from Boston is also a young nerd. And so he's installing like a team of nerds in the front office there, going down to management. And he's been doing some wacky shit with the lineup. He's had our good batters hitting, like C.J. Abrams was batting, I think, 5th, 6th. He's hit 7th. We've got this new kid, Weimer, and he was on the Brewers for a little bit, went over. He didn't really get off to a hot start in his career. I think he played for some team on the West Coast. I forget what it was, but he hasn't been able to crack the lineup ever since he was on the Brewers, and now he got off to the hottest start in Major League Baseball history. He reached base in his first 10 at-bats, I believe.
Yeah.
Which tied the all-time record, and he's hitting the dick off the ball. We got this other guy from Australia that seems to be making good contact too. And just every night there's a different lineup. One of the more concerning things to me was this guy, Blake Butera, the manager. He was asked why he took out a starting pitcher after like 5 innings. And he said, well, I saw his velocity. It dipped from the first inning to the second. Then it dipped from the second to the third. Then third to the fourth. And then I figured my guy is losing his best stuff, so I should get him out of the game. And that type of thinking would have gotten you kicked out of Washington, D.C. over the last 10 years. Like, that's the first time that we've ever had a manager that's looked at pitch velocity or any sort of data whatsoever and use that to make a decision about in-game management. So this is all new for us, and it works, and it's kind of fun to watch.
By the way, Drew Butera is the catcher I was thinking of.
Okay, all right.
Blake Butera, different guy.
Blake Butera, young guy, young Blake.
Unclear if they're related.
Could be. What else we got going on in the news today, Big T?
Well, by the time people are listening to this, Trump will have made his address. We have not heard it.
We have not heard it.
We know it has something to do with Iran. I'm kind of when I saw that he was doing an address, it reminded me of the John Mulaney joke where he talks about seeing an overturned wheelchair.
Yeah.
He's like, something happened. You hope it was a miracle.
Yeah.
But probably not.
Yeah. I don't know. You want to put bets in on it? I guess you could if you just wanted to go to the markets and you could.
Yeah, you probably can.
Cash in there. Which, by the way, I feel like we kind of brushed that under the table a little bit.
What's that?
$500 million that was invested in the futures market right before the tweet of, I've decided to pause the 48-hour ultimatum I gave them.
You're telling me for the first time.
Oh, okay. So, like Trump, he said over the weekend,
right?
Like, I'm going to give them 48 hours, and if they don't comply, then I'm going to start bombing power plants.
Now it's a week.
And then after about 40 hours, he tweeted out, now, because I've received good information, I've decided to pause it for a week or whatever. About 10 minutes before that post was issued by the president, there was a $500 million bet on the oil future market.
Really?
So on the and there was a lot more that was invested in the S&P 500 at the time. I think it was like $500 million in the oil future market, and this is all like publicly available data that you can look at. And then I think like 600 or 700 that was pretty much in one lump sum moved around in the S&P market. Now, people make trades all the time. Usually that time of the day in the oil future market, not really a very active time. So that's like a massive trade that was made. And I guess you could say this one person had there's probably a lot of different explanations you could try to pull off on it, but it seems like it would be at the very, very least worthy of investigating. But I don't think we're going to investigate it. I think it's the lady that was in charge of that just resigned from the SEC. But I was thinking about that more, and that's like, we should talk about that more. That's not something that we should just like skate by. I know there's a lot of stuff that happens every day, but I'm not saying that Donald Trump did it himself. I'm not saying that it was one of his sons that did it, or even somebody that works in the White House, but somebody that had that inside information that they got from somebody that works in the White House could have made that trade. And why is that bad, PFT? That's a good question. Hypothetical voice in my head. Like, okay, so people make money on inside trades all the time. It's not legal, but everyone does it. Who cares? In this situation, I think it's very different because somebody was trading on like inside military information. And let's just say that they gave that info to somebody that then themselves went on to make a massive trade and make a lot of money off of, so that the person with the information could get a kickback. So Another way to explain would be if I had inside information that Dave was going to stop his war with Bleacher Report, even though everyone thought that Dave was going to continue bombing Bleacher Report. And then I went and I sold that information to Dukes, who used to work here. And then I'm like, Dukes, you got to pay me $10 million because I know that you're going to make a $100 million trade on this. And then you're going to end up making hundreds of millions of dollars. All I need is $10 million for this info. That's what I think might be happening, is that somebody that's close enough to the information is selling that information. And that's very bad because, one, foreign countries can watch the markets and figure out what we're going to do with our military if they watch closely enough. And then two, it's bad because now whoever sold that information could be on the hook for a massive amount of blackmail. And by that, I mean the act of selling that information is like a serious crime, like a felony. You could argue that it's treason, which treason technically punishable by death. I don't think that anyone's going to get killed over it, but you're on the hook big time for a crime that you committed. So now somebody has blackmail over somebody that's in the inner circle of the White House. And then that is a real issue because anybody could exploit that knows what happened.
I'm trying to find someone in the federal government got in big trouble for this recently, right? It's not this incident you're talking about.
Not this incident.
It was a couple months ago.
Are you talking about the Maduro thing?
It could have been
somebody
that.
bet on Maduro not like still being in charge of Venezuela. And I think there was some dispute about getting paid out on that. But yeah.
I think it was like because he died.
No, I remember that. People got mad because if you bet on, Maduro to not be in power on certain date, they said this didn't count because he was removed or whatever it was. But This was a government official who I think got arrested.
Somebody got arrested? It might have been...
I think
some people
trying to find it
in the Department of Defense were fired.
Could have been that.
But yeah, somebody very clearly had inside information. And it could be somebody that is inside the White House that made the trade for themselves. I think that's probably unlikely because their fingerprints would be directly all over it. And they would find themselves in a lot of trouble with any investigation. And you're pretty much relying on the fact that the current administration will not investigate. But you know that the first time that party changes hands in the White House, they're going to go back and look at those trades.
By the way, federal prosecutors are exploring lucrative bets on prediction markets and whether those have violated insider trading and other laws.
Okay.
That's as of 2 days ago.
As of today. Does that include the future bet?
I assume that's what it's talking. The Chiefs of Securities and Commodities Fraud Unit of the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York recently met with representatives of Polymarket, one of the leading prediction market platforms, to discuss how existing laws could be applied to potential misconduct in the fast-growing industry.
Okay, so I don't think that's talking about this specific incident. I think that's more open-ended, like how can we police things?
But this would certainly fall under that purview.
I don't think this was on Polymarket. I think this was a future contract that was traded on the futures market. So not on Kalshi or Polymarket.
Oh, okay.
And then there was also a lot of money that was put just in the S&P 500 at the time. So all I'm saying is I think that's probably worth closer examination because it actually does have some real world implications. We shouldn't just be like, oh, let's just forget that even happened because there's another thing to talk about today. I feel like that's one we should revisit.
All right, but do forget about that because there is something else to talk about.
Okay.
I may have found one company who is doing April Fools correctly.
Go on.
Now, this is a personal favorite of mine, so I am biased, but you saw the other day the Bunch of Crunch dispenser.
I did see that, yes.
Okay. So that was pretty obviously fake.
Mm-hmm.
But this is doing it right, PFT. They do that a couple days before.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're going to put these in theaters. You can put it in your popcorn dispenser. Then they come out today and say, you know what, guys, that was an April Fool's joke, but people loved it so much, we're going to actually do it.
Okay, I like that.
So the April Fool's joke was that it might not be an April Fool's joke because they put out today, the Bunch of Crunch concession dispenser experience was an April Fool's joke, but maybe not anymore. Let's make it real. Drop a chocolate bar emoji in the comments if you want this thing to exist, and we might just surprise you.
That is a good way to do it, yeah. Now, do you think they had this planned out
Yes.
in advance? Okay.
I think they did that knowing it would go viral. Some people would think it's real, some wouldn't, and then they come out and say, oh, it was fake, but now it's not going to be. That's how you do April Fools. That's March Fools.
March Fools.
March Fools, April rules.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. Shout out Bunch of Crunch. Best theater candy in the game.
Really? You'd put that over Raisinets? You'd put that over...
That's your top pick?
I like the Raisinets in the movie theater. You like the Junior Mint?
I can do a Junior Mint. I mean, Bunch of Crunch, because you don't buy Bunch of Crunch. The only place you get that is the theater.
Sour Patch Kids?
Again, I'm a Sour Patch Kids fan, but I don't do generally a fruit-based candy at the movie. I will do popcorn and a chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I always go Bunch of Crunch.
So this to me seems like the Bunch of Crunch, it will exist at like one location. Or maybe three.
I think this could be a hit. Now, I don't necessarily see the utility of it, because you're just dispensing them into a thing of popcorn rather than buying a box and just dumping it in. But it is cool.
It is.
Imagine getting one of these in your house.
Oh my God. Maybe the best high snack of all time.
You just said it wasn't even the best movie theater.
But I said this as a high snack would be incredible. You get the crunchy, you got the salty, you got the buttery.
Oh, you're including the popcorn.
Yeah, I'm including the popcorn in this.
I don't think this comes with popcorn. You'd have to bring your own.
I'm going to make both. Yeah, I'm going to make the mix.
Honestly,
it looks really good.
You are rich enough to get a movie theater popcorn experience in your home.
Well, let's not act like it takes an enormous amount of wealth to do that.
No, but it's not something that the average man can do.
I think
it's probably a lot of upkeep.
All in, you'd probably be able to get one in your house for under $10,000.
That's the number I was thinking as well.
I think you can
But again, most people are dropping $10,000 on popcorn.
You get 4 figures. Yeah, I think that could work. So, but I might have to do this.
Because I love popcorn, but you do the microwave thing, and it's just not even.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why am I eating this?
Why? What do you mean?
It's just not nearly as good.
It depends. It depends on the brand, I think. There's some good popcorn out there.
Well, I bought like 10,000 bags from Costco 2 years ago, and I've still got them, so I'll be using those forever.
If you're talking about the movie theater experience, do you mean mostly the hot butter, or?
I mean everything. I mean, you have the big machine with the popper in the corner, with the big gathering tray.
Well, we have a popcorn machine here.
We do not have a popcorn machine. We have a popcorn receptacle.
It's not making the popcorn.
Correct. That people come and dump popcorn in once a week, for which we're very thankful. It's great, but that is not a popcorn machine.
You're talking about
common misconception.
The one that shoots the popcorn out.
Yes.
After it pops.
Yes, that makes popcorn.
We don't talk enough about the fact that popcorn is kind of magical.
Yeah.
Like, you get the tiny dried kernel.
Where does the kernel go?
And then it just flips inside out. It just explodes and it becomes more delicious.
Yeah.
It is really a magical piece of food.
Are there other foods we have not explored exploding?
Gushers, they work pretty good. What about seeds? Or could more seeds be exploded?
I don't know. Sunflower?
Well, I guess the soft part of the sunflower seed is on the inside, and you already kind of bite into that and eat it. Apples? What if you heated up apple seeds? Those have arsenic in them, don't they?
Is that true?
You might create poison. I think so. I think they've got a little bit of arsenic in there. Like orange seeds. What are some other good kernels?
Real quick, should I say this? Oranges. There's no seeds in oranges.
Oranges have seeds.
No.
You've been eating gentrified oranges, Big T.
No, there's no seeds.
Yes.
Yeah, I did. I ate an orange this morning. There was no seeds in it.
You might have genetically modified oranges.
Am I?
Mad Dog McKenzie, can you weigh in?
So it says on here whether oranges have seeds depends on the variety of orange.
I'm thinking of like a clementine, but that's not.
My sumos that I get do not have seeds.
You've eaten oranges that have seeds in them.
Yes.
What oranges?
I have
100%.
before, but I
think
don't
I have.
normally.
Navel oranges and many clementines are typically seedless as they are cultivated to be parthenocarpic.
Well, that's what I buy.
However, seeded varieties like Valencia oranges and others commonly contain seeds or, as they are known, pips.
Pips.
Yeah, I only do the clementines. I don't do the large citrus.
Yeah, they're not massive seeds, and there aren't a ton of them that are actually they are pretty decent sized seeds, but there's not like there's a ton of them.
Yeah,
I can't believe
all right.
that you've never had an orange with seeds.
No, I only do the clementines, the cuties.
Those are tiny. Those are tiny little oranges. Those aren't even oranges.
Mandarin.
Also, yeah, mandarins, tangerines, clementines. Those are not oranges. Those are like, yeah, the same way that a chihuahua is a dog.
I love chihuahuas.
I know you do. You do.
Been looking into getting one.
That sounds like a post-wedding conversation.
Yeah, I mean it's been ongoing for years.
You almost got one like last year,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but it too in demand. Everyone wanted that dog. That's the thing is like you want to get a dog. I mean, they treat it like they're giving you the nuclear codes. They want to do like an inspection of your home. They want to talk to you about your future and what goals you have. It's like, I know for a fact that there are people in this country with dogs who did not go through this. I mean, it's an outrageous process.
Yeah, it depends on what type of organization you use. So when I was selling used dogs, we did not do like the home visit or anything. We didn't have the time for that. Also, it was really kind of a fly-by-night organization, as I detailed before. But we like made you fill out an adoption form, ask some questions about your house, if you have a backyard, if you rent, if you buy, but it didn't really make that much of a difference. It was like we just want people that would tell us about their homes, and that weren't being shady about picking these dogs up. So there's a lot of places that do like reference checks. They'll like talk to your neighbors. They'll do like a home visit where they make sure that the backyard is completely fenced in. They want to know that you're going to be around, that like ideally one of the members of the household could work from home. They take things very seriously sometimes when you adopt a dog. I think sometimes more seriously than adopting a human. There's a crazy story that came out over the weekend, and I hadn't really heard too much about it, so I read into it more the other night. Have you heard of a company called One Taste?
No.
And their CEO, Nicole Daedone?
You're telling me for the first time.
Okay. So this lady is currently in prison. I think she just got sentenced to up to 9 years in prison. She ran a massive company called One Taste. And One Taste was a women's empowerment and sexual liberation company that she ran from, I think it started in San Francisco. And it turned out to just be, in the eyes of the law, a giant sex cult. So she started it out as I said, like female empowerment, teaching women about human sexuality and orgasmic meditation. You've heard of this?
No, I just looked it up and it said orgasmic meditation. I didn't know if you were going to get there.
Yeah, orgasmic meditation was the primary practice of the company One Taste that she started. And apparently the workshops that she would host for One Taste just involved a lot of naked chicks getting stroked, either by themselves or by male investors in the company. And her boyfriend kind of kept her lifestyle going, just kept investing millions of dollars into the company and just giving her more and more money so she could keep this going. And in turn, she would provide sexual favors to her boyfriend from women that were signing up to take her course. And so she just was sentenced in New York. I think it was 9 years that she got for forced labor, sexual harassment, sexual. I don't want to say the wrong term. Basically, running a sex cult is what she got sentenced for, and she now has a powerhouse team that is representing her post-conviction, including Alan Dershowitz, who stepped into the cause to vouch for her as a human being and for her company. And he says, I'm worried that this is the kind of prosecution that can easily be directed at other groups, other religious groups. So Alan Dershowitz has written a letter in support, and my prediction is that she might be getting pardoned soon. She's hired some people that have worked on pardons recently, and I think she might be next in line. But if you want to read up more about this lady, it's kind of crazy the stuff that she was doing with her company, basically preying on insecure women to show up for her seminars, and then some of them like swear by her and still really appreciate what she did for their lives. But then there's a lot of others that were made to there's a group of women that she had called fluffers that were meant to like just stroke dudes that were there. And a lot of these dudes were investors in the company. Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, at its height, One Taste operated centers in cities including San Francisco, New York, and Austin, offering sessions in its signature practice of orgasmic meditation, the ritual stroking of a woman's clitoris for 15 minutes. In 2017, Miss Daedone sold One Taste for $12 million to Miss Ayer. According to former employees who testified against them, One Taste fostered a culture of fear and intimidation. Employees were instructed to sexually service prospective investors, carry out menial tasks around the communal homes, and destroy romantic relationships, all while Miss Daedone and Miss Cherwitz, she was the head of sales, lived lavishly, benefiting from their labor. The employees said one woman testified that Miss Cherwitz forced her to receive orgasmic meditation. Sex at One Taste, prosecutors wrote to Judge Gujarati in December, was also a means of encouraging productivity. So there were threats of physical violence, threats of blackmail, confiscation of travel documents from workers. Crazy story. And now we got Big Dersh. We got Big Dersh stepping up.
That's who you want on your. That's who you want on your side. Yeah.
Save the day.
Reading the end of the article, and it was like Alan Dershowitz has voiced his support. It was like, yep, that checks out. I'm sure that Alan Dershowitz had absolutely nothing to do with any of this.
I didn't even think about it
careful.
like that.
I said I'm sure he had absolutely nothing to do.
Oh.
I don't know how much more of a voice of support I can give to Big Dersh. If you want people to think you're 100% innocent, hire Alan Dershowitz. That's what I've always said, and I stand by that to this day. There's also been a couple other people that have like written some letters of support, and I don't want to say the wrong. What's Van, the guy that worked for Obama?
Not Van Lathan.
Yeah, I know. Is it Van Jones?
There is a Van Jones. I didn't know he worked for Obama.
CNN host and contributor.
I think it was Van Jones. It's not Van Lathan.
Why do I know that name?
Because he's in the media. He's a good guy.
Oh, okay. Respect to Van Lathan.
Yeah.
Van Jones is a political analyst, media personality, lawyer, author, and civil rights advocate. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah. So Van Jones wrote a letter of support. Yes. He's a CNN correspondent, former advisor to Obama. I'm sure Van Lathan gets that all the time. And he probably gets really pissed off about it. You know what? I don't even think they look alike. I think it's mostly the name Van.
Yeah, they don't look alike.
All right, what else we got today? I know it's tough to follow the Nicole Daedone saga.
Can we talk about Kristi Noem's husband?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which worst day of that guy's life, but it's insane.
So Kristi Noem, she had some pictures of her husband come out yesterday. He likes to get really dressed up. He's into bimbofication. I don't know what that says. That like.
So is she.
Well, he likes women that look a certain type of way. He likes it so much that he likes to look a certain type of way sometimes too. He was having the craziest thing to me was they found that he like paid like $25,000 to these different women. I don't know if it was like an OnlyFans type situation where he's paying for their content or if they ever met up or whatever. But yeah, so that came out the other day. I wonder how that leaked and who was in charge of like putting that together, if that was like some blackmail that they had against her. But yeah, she said that yesterday was a tough day for her and to please respect her family's privacy as they go through this at this time. It does add up that she's like been pretty openly having an affair for a long
just gonna
time.
say the Corey Lewandowski of it all actually makes way more sense now.
Right,
It
and
seems like they just have an arrangement.
right, and for her to say that she just found out about, I don't.
Right.
I
She
don't-
found out in the Daily Mail,
Yeah, I don't really believe that. I think she knew that her husband was into some freak shit,
and she was also into some freak
and
shit.
she's like, "Well, I'm just gonna sleep with Corey then."
Yeah. Do you think that they like had a worked out like you can do your thing and I will fuck Corey Lewandowski and we'll just kind of reap the benefits of being like a married couple in politics?
Yeah, but then they were really bad at it. That's the thing is like they were
terrible
so
at it.
bad at pretending that they were happy.
Or like together, really.
Yeah,
Do you think they get divorced now?
I don't know. I don't know what the financial situation's like.
Oh.
That might complicate things.
Do you think this is a genuine question. Is she worth a lot of money?
Well, she was governor.
Or is he? I don't know what he does.
I don't think she's worth that much money. I think he is.
He is?
Yeah, I think I read that he was a successful businessman because she's been in public service for a long time. So I think on the books, she probably doesn't have that much money.
Is she the one that shot her dog?
Yeah,
is?
she did.
Okay.
Cricket. R.I.P.
She is.
Cricket.
Did you see there was one of a dog, I don't know if it was Cricket, was in one of the pictures
Oh, in the back of the door.
in the back of the
Mm.
door.
Very funny.
I did not see that.
Yeah. But I at this point you're openly and like outwardly having sex with another guy. Your husband's doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Like what do you stand to gain by still being married?
I think he might have money.
But do you think they have this like ironclad prenup that's preventing her from like living a life that she desires?
I don't know. I think that a lot of times people just don't want to get divorced, and they try to make it work. Maybe there's kids that are involved for some reason. They don't want to do like custody. They just want to work things out on their own. I don't know. He definitely has. He's got money, so it's probably in his best interest to try to convince her not to divorce him, unless they've got a prenup.
Right.
Yeah, some of the pictures were pretty wild. The balloons
Yeah.
under the tube top or
balloons
whatever.
with the nipples.
Listen, I've been on the internet for a long time. I'm still finding different fetishes that exist out there and different like fandoms. I had no idea that the bimbofication thing was popping off like it is.
Do you think that's why she got all that plastic surgery?
So you could say that like, well, her husband seems to really enjoy women that are overly done up with lots of plastic surgery and body modifications. And then you see how her appearance has changed over the last, like, call it 5 to 6 years. It's pretty easy to draw a straight line between those ones.
I mean,
Yeah.
but now I'm kind of like, well,
But maybe that's what he's into. Maybe maybe she was like, I found my husband was having these online relationships with women, and this is something that he's into, and I want him to be happy, and if it would make him happy for me to look like that, then I'll give it a shot. That's something that people do sometimes.
Yeah.
And that could be like a very loving, understanding way to try to cope with it, but I don't think it worked out.
It sure doesn't seem that way.
No.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in.
It's
Like-
also interesting that it came out right after she left. And what's her new job going to be again? I forgot that.
Special envoy to the Shield of the Americas.
Ah, yes.
Obviously.
And remind me again what the Shield of the Americas is?
So,
Do we know? That's a thing that doesn't exist yet, right?
yeah, I don't know.
I think it's something that is about to exist.
And she's the special envoy, which that would obviously entail.
It says the Shield of Americas is a U.S.-led multinational military and secretary coalition announced by President Donald Trump on March 5th, aimed at combating transnational criminal organizations, drug cartels, and reducing Chinese influence in the Western hemispheres.
Okay.
So he just announced it
It's a combined
on March 5th.
military and law enforcement approach to combat cartels and trafficking routes, often described as the America's Counter Cartel Coalition. The alliance includes about 12 to 13 countries, so I guess up in the air. The summit will be held in Doral, Florida.
It's Kristi Noem, Marco Rubio, and Pete Hegseth.
Oh,
Okay.
nightmare blunt rotation.
Okay. Shield of the Americas. So it hasn't. It sounds like the Shield of the Americas is a meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's that, like the G7 something where they all get together and take a big picture?
Yeah.
That's kind of the vibe I'm getting.
Yeah, they had a meeting. Okay, they had a meeting on March 7th. And then they're like, okay, that's welcome to the Shield.
Yeah,
But I don't
pretty much.
I don't
Welcome
think-
to the Shield.
I guess watch this space. It's
Totally.
watch this space for more. I don't know that anything. It sounds like it might have been a meeting that was created. I'm just speculating. They may have created this meeting so that Kristi Noem would have a job to go to.
Oh, 1,000%.
And so they're like, you're
Oh.
special envoy, and so we're going to do a meeting.
I actually think I saw this because I do believe Corey Lewandowski was at this meeting as well.
Well, he
think
has
I
to.
saw-
He has to be there. He's a
Well.
facilitator.
Totally. What's it?
He's a
'Cause-
power broker. I don't know. Hey, listen, if they come up with something at this meeting that curbs the cartels, that's good stuff. But let's see. The proclamation commits participating nations to coordinate military and law enforcement efforts to combat transnational criminal organizations. Okay, I found out what happened. They signed a proclamation establishing the coalition at this meeting. So they created a document, and the document commits nations to have their military and police talk to each other and to the United States military and police to stop drug cartels. So it's like a promise. I mean, hey, if it works, if they start sharing valuable information, let's go. So good job.
Yeah. Also, I forget that Corey Lewandowski is also married.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
To who?
Allison Lewandowski.
I feel so bad for her.
I feel bad for her. Ugh. Corey Lewandowski hasn't posted a photo with his wife Allison since 2016, it says.
Okay. Yeah, this whole situation is very strange.
Yeah.
What else we got today, Big T? There was a more military stuff, or more military alien stuff.
Matt Gaetz.
Yeah. So what did Matt Gaetz say?
He said that he was at one point briefed on alien human hybrid situations.
Okay.
Let me find alien breeding programs and non-human biologics.
Okay. He said that there were 6 to 12 facilities that were used in this.
Yeah, I had someone come and brief me who was in a military uniform, worked for the United States Army, that was briefing me on the locations of hybrid breeding programs where captured aliens were breeding with humans to create some hybrid race that could engage in intergalactic communication. in crashes of craft that had been recovered by the CIA, it wasn't just the hard materials, it was also biologics, but they couldn't identify a human source of these biologics, is what he said.
Okay, and there's a senator that has confirmed parts of this?
I did not know that. Which senator?
There is a post from a Senator Babette.
Not familiar with his or her work.
He is from Australia.
Oh, so not one of ours.
Not one of ours. An Australian senator. Says, yes, aliens are already here. I was briefed by intelligence this morning on a developing situation. Details are highly classified. Australians will understand soon enough. Stay calm. That came out 6:31 p.m., March 31st, American time. What time in that would be April 1st in Australia, would it not?
You said 6:30?
6:30 p.m.
Yeah, it may be April 2nd.
Yeah, we might have skimmed past it.
I don't know how far ahead they are.
The Senator Babette also said, I wish I could say more, but unfortunately everything I know about the alien hybrid program is classified. Let's just say some of you would be very surprised who's not entirely human. That also came out March 31st, American time.
It's currently 4 a.m. in Australia right now on the 2nd, so it would have been April 1st.
Okay. And it would have been April 1st for both of these posts that came out. Good job, us. Good job, us staying very woke on it. But it still, Matt Gaetz said all this stuff about the aliens.
Yes. I just don't... You're an aliens guy, right?
What do you mean I'm an aliens guy?
You believe in aliens.
I think that we are not the only form of life in the universe.
Like what kind of life?
I don't know that I believe in, like, little green guys walking around.
Okay, but, like, you're not talking about bacteria either.
So, yeah, I'm talking about, I think that there is life elsewhere in the universe, and it probably looks and acts a lot different than life on Earth does.
I just, I can't get there.
You can't get with the aliens?
Yeah, I mean, at some point you're going to have to show me something. Like, I keep hearing that, you know, oh, we've got them on tape. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, I know.
I'm very curious.
I think that the military has studied a lot of stuff, and I think that 99% of the UFO sightings that we have are military technology.
1,000%.
That has not been disclosed to the public.
1,000%.
And I also think that we have, the more stuff that comes out about, like, oh, we recovered this type of aircraft, or we've witnessed this type of technology, that is planted in the news so that other countries will be like, wow, the United States has really good surveillance systems that are able to detect aliens, and we haven't seen anything. So our surveillance systems must not be as good as the United States.
Could it also be letting them know, hey, we saw an aircraft that descended 1,000 feet in a second, and then they know that it's ours?
Yeah, now we got it. Yes, I think that has something to do with it too. Like, we have that technology. Because if I think they see some of the stuff we put out, and then other countries will be like, oh, well, that's clearly American military technology that they have. Oh, shit, it's able to do all that?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Agreed.
Yeah, so they'll have, like, some guy that lives out in the middle of the desert in, like, Colorado or Nevada, and he'll be like, look at this crazy thing I just took a picture of that flew overhead, and watch how it turns. And then other countries will see that and be like, yep, that's just whatever the next generation of spy plane they have. And we're fucked because we don't have that.
Do you believe some of the stories that pilots tell about them?
Yeah, I think that, I mean, pilots don't always know what's going on with, like, other branches of military and, like, the secret stuff that they have.
No, but I'm saying pilots that claim to have seen these things.
To seeing crazy stuff? Yeah.
Like the descending 1,000 feet in a second.
Yeah, I think some of that's true.
Because it sounds ridiculous.
I think some of it is true. I think there's technology that we have that rank and file members of the military don't know about.
But, like, why aren't we using it then?
We're testing some of it. And then
But I mean, some of this goes back years and years.
and we probably are using some of it. Like if you look at like when the military acknowledged stuff that we did have, I forget when the military even acknowledged the fact that we had one of those, like the B-2 Raider, the stealth bomber that flies over the Rose Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was recently that we even openly talked about it, much less had it like fly over football games. And so it was just like speculation that this might exist out there for a long time. So it's like probably a 10 to 20, probably like 20-year gap in between when something is used and when the military will even acknowledge its existence.
I'm interested that you think simultaneously all the UFO sightings and stuff is our military, which I agree with. But then you're like, I do also believe they're aliens.
I just don't necessarily believe that the aliens are flying around in saucers and like buzzing our towers.
Okay. So you're just of the opinion the universe is too vast.
It's too vast, yeah. Now, I'm also like agnostic, I think. It could be true that there's aliens because they seem to hang out around our nuclear facilities a lot. And in which case that would make sense that they're trying to like prevent us from blowing ourselves up. I think I'm not like 100% against that. I just think that until I see more proof, I'm of the belief that aliens exist, but we have not like made hand-to-hand contact with them.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Because my agreement with your belief that the supposed UFOs are military leads me to believe that I'm very unconvinced of aliens.
Yeah, I don't think that aliens exist in the Hollywood version of them. And like what the common thread throughout the years of like alien contact with humans has been. I don't necessarily subscribe to that. But I could be convinced with the nuclear stuff. That to me has made the most sense.
Yeah, I'd like to see it.
I'd like to see it too.
They keep telling us. So you're not of the belief that we have some sort of avatar program where we're breeding humans and aliens.
Well, Wimby is convincing me that maybe it is true. Which, by the way, I think Wimby should get the MVP. What do you think?
The last NBA game I watched was probably 2019, so I couldn't.
You should watch
give
Wimby.
You a good guess.
You should watch Wimby. Wimby he's different.
I see the clips.
I mean, nobody has ever played the game like he plays the game already. And I also like how much he takes it seriously. Like he is everything that you want in an athlete, Big T. He went to a fucking monastery in the offseason to like learn how to get better at sports.
I love that. Now, he would get the MVP because there's a provision that you have to play 65 games. That's correct. And Cade Cunningham isn't going to reach that.
He's not going to reach that. But there are other good players that will reach that. And he's, I think, in my opinion, the best of all those players. Like, I think Jokic is going to reach it. I think SGA will reach it. And I had this big debate with Max yesterday on Part of My Take about whether or not the NBA Cup, if that final game counts towards the 65 games. And they're like, well, it doesn't count in terms of the stats from that game. I reached out to Ryan Russillo, NBA expert, and he was even a little bit confused, but he came back to me and said the stats from that game don't count, but the game does count as a game played.
They're still not done with the NBA Cup?
No, that was a long time ago.
Oh.
So the Spurs played in the championship game
of
the NBA Cup, and there was some dispute on whether or not that game would count towards the 65 games that you have to play in to be eligible for a postseason award.
So the Spurs are playing 83 games this year?
I believe so.
Got it.
And so I think that game does count.
What do you think about the ongoing discourse about MLB versus NBA popularity?
I mean, I think it's kind of pointless to debate it because baseball has so many more games, and so you can like make the stats say whatever it is you want them to say.
What does that mean?
It means that like you have a lot of games, actually in both leagues, but in baseball especially, that nobody cares about.
Okay.
And nobody will watch. But even, most teams, if they have a big-ass stadium, even for those types of games, they'll still have 10,000 people watching the game.
Well, I do think I remember, this was several years ago now, but of every city that had an MLB and NBA team, I believe there's only one where the NBA team outrated the baseball team on TV.
Okay. Out of every city that had, would that be the Golden State Warriors and the Oakland
could have
Athletics?
been. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah. What year was the study? Was this before they moved across the bay?
This was probably 3 or 4 years ago, so it might have been right around that time.
Okay. If it wasn't them, who else could it be?
It might have been Boston.
They beat the Red Sox?
I'm guessing.
That would surprise me if they did.
But also the World Series last year tremendously outrated the NBA Finals and things like that.
The maybe the Timberwolves might have beaten the Twins. Oh, the Nuggets probably beat the Rockies.
I'll see if I can find it, but a lot of discourse right now about Major League Baseball, and I've even noticed the last several years on social media, baseball's become a lot more popular.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think, for all the crap people talk about Rob Manfred, every rule change that he's made to baseball has kind of been a massive success.
The bigger bases.
Right. I was very averse to the pitch clock. It's been awesome. The challenge system is awesome.
I've heard that they might be bringing the second base in.
How would they do that?
Like moving it in like 6 to 12 inches closer to the pitcher's mound.
Okay, but then you'd have to move first base as well, right?
I think you could do it still in the base path. It wouldn't be like into the grass at that point.
No, I know, but if your second base is directly in alignment with first base. So if you move it in, it's now not straight with first base.
Yeah, you would have to like angle. If you're running from first to second, you would just turn your body.
Yeah.
It would still be it'd be shorter distance to go to, but I think it's to encourage well, it might not be shorter to get to second, but it would be a better angle to take third, which is what they're going for.
Okay. Yeah, this is the first time hearing about
I think
this.
it's the same.
Is this April Fool's?
No, I heard this like last week that it's something they're thinking about.
Yeah, I haven't heard about that.
It's just about getting like an extra half run per game. In the long run,
we've done enough.
It
for
makes
that.
the game more exciting.
I think we're in a good spot right now.
Yeah, I do too.
Except for the fact that Chris Sale just gave up a homer. But
yeah, and Kyle Schwarber just doubled in the bottom of the first. So the Phillies are beating the Nats. I forgot that it was a day game today. Whoops.
Love the Wednesday afternoon games.
Surprise day baseball.
Love them.
A tradition unlike any other. It is April Fool's Day, and there's baseball going. This is the crazy day in my history. I've told that story many times before.
That was on April Fool's Day?
Well, yeah.
That was the impetus of the joke?
It was on April Fool's Day. My dad came to elementary school, and he said, get your glove. We're going to the Orioles opening day game. And they called me down from the main office, and I got out of my class. And he handed me my glove. I got to the car. I started to leave the parking lot, and then my brother popped up from the back seat and goes, April Fool's. And then he turned around and drove me right back.
And remind me again why your brother wasn't at school?
My brother was homeschooled for a year. And so on April 1st, they were like, let's play a joke on PFT. That'll be our assignment for the day. And so that's what they did.
Yeah, listen,
I'm project.
Yeah, group project, yeah.
I'm on board with a good prank, but that's disgusting.
That's mean.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I went home, and then my dad was so upset. He felt really bad. My mom was not happy with him that he did that. And he also felt bad because I was like, I wanted to go see the baseball game.
I may have sobbed as a child if that happened.
Yeah. No, it was very embarrassing walking back to class and going back because they made the announcement over the PA system that I'll be leaving school because my dad's here to take me to the baseball game.
And now that I think about it, it's such a double whammy because there was nothing in the world better than a surprise checkout from school.
I know.
When they call down and then they say your name, you're like, oh shit, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they're like, you're going to opening day. I would have, if that turned out to be fake, I would have cried.
Mm-hmm.
I could cry right now.
I think he made it up to me. I think he took me to a game like next year.
But you can't replicate that.
Yeah.
The surprise checkout, go into the, and I mean, that. How far was Baltimore from your house? Hour and a half?
Yeah, probably.
Would have been like a road trip.
Yeah, something like that. And if I had done the math right, I probably could have figured out that I wasn't going to make it there.
The
in
game
time
was in
for
30
the first-
minutes.
Yeah, but I didn't think about doing any of that. I didn't know what time the game started. So yeah, that was my April Fool's story.
Yeah, that's terrible. And
I think it was a good joke. It's a funny prank.
It's funny now when you think about it.
Yeah.
But like,
is it as funny as going to opening day would have been sick? No.
No, it's not.
Who were they play? What year was this?
I want to say it was not. I was either in 3rd, 4th, or 5th grade.
Well, what were those years?
Wait. So when my brother,
Because they may not have even been at home.
no, I might have
obviously.
been in 5th or 6th grade then, because my brother during his year that he was homeschooled, I think 5th or 6th.
I would love the year.
Okay, so how old are you when you're in 5th grade?
I
11?
believe I think you would have been 11, so it would have been 1996.
9. Yeah, I would guess 96 or 97.
Okay. Let's look at the 1996 schedule.
Okay, what game did I miss?
In 96, they did open at home against the Kansas City Royals.
Okay,
They won 4-2.
not really that great of a game. Unless,
Let's-
was it like a walk-off? Did Cal Ripken Jr. hit a walk-off home run?
Let's see if 1997 was also at home. 1997, they also opened at home against the Royals and won 4-2.
That's crazy. Back-to-back years?
April 2nd, 1990. Now, these are both on April 2nd.
Okay.
So could it have been 95?
It could have been 95.
95, I'm not seeing a game till April 26th. Was that the lockout?
It might have been. It also could be that they did this to me on April 2nd.
That's even more
And
disgusting.
it was a delayed April Fool's joke.
No chance it could have been 98?
98, let's see. Give me the exact date. It would have been April 1st.
98, they opened on March 31st, but they did play on April 1st, but it was the second game.
Okay, so that could have been it. So 1998, I would be 13.
Well, that's like 8th grade.
Wait, I'm just doing the math. 1998. But I turned. My birthday is like in the middle, so I started that year in 1997.
You would have been the age you turned already, though, because your birthday's January.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to do the math because I know what year I graduated high school in, which was 2003.
By the way, you're not going to believe who they opened up
The Royals?
the season against in 1998.
The Royals again.
Kansas City Royals. How many years did they do this?
It was a tradition unlike any other. All right, 97. Then
Although I guess at this time there wasn't interleague yet, so you only had 14 teams to pick from.
mm-hmm.
Or no, they played the Braves. It says in 1998, so they did have interleague.
I'm just trying to do the math. 90. So that year was started 97. I think it might have been an April 2nd joke then, because I don't think it was 98. I think 98 I was in 7th grade.
Okay, so it was either 96 or 97,
Yeah.
both of which were 4-2 games against the Kansas City
And both of
Royals.
which took place on April 2nd.
Correct.
And this was an April Fool's joke. Either that took place on April 2nd or was an April Fool's joke on a day in which they didn't even have a game.
Do you want to guess who the starting pitchers were on that day in
Yes.
1996?
Mike Mussina.
Mike Mussina opened for the Orioles, 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs.
I mean, quality start. And the Royals had Brett Saberhagen.
Kevin Appier.
Oh, Apier.
Hey, yeah,
Kevin Apier.
never
Okay.
heard of him. How many of the Orioles starting lineup can you name from that day?
Oh, from that day. Okay, so we had obviously Cal Ripken Jr.,
Hit 4th, played shortstop.
um,
5th, actually.
Rafael Palmeiro,
Hit 3rd, played first base.
Brady Anderson.
Led off in center.
Okay, behind the plate, it wasn't Chris Hoyles, was it?
It was Chris Hoyles.
No way.
Yep.
Okay, Chris Hoyles.
Can you name a player came in for him later?
Would that be Olson?
Greg Zahn.
Greg Zahn. Okay. Who else was in the outfield on that team? Do you have a guy named Ben?
Bend?
Ben.
Not seeing a
And
bend.
there's no Ben. Mark McLemore. Was he still on that team?
Not seeing.
Harold Raines.
Not seeing it.
And this is probably too late for Eddie Murray,
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Right fielder I've heard of. Solid player.
Okay.
Initials are the same letter.
So it's not Mark McLemore, you're sure?
I'm positive.
Okay. I don't know. Who is it?
Tony Tarasco.
Yep.
And then
Tony
second,
Tarasco, I believe, was the guy that had the home run taken away from by Jeffrey Mayer.
really?
Yeah, in right field. Yeah.
You're missing second base, third base, and DH. All of these are pretty good players.
Yeah, pretty good players. I'm impressed that I got as many as I did. Who else we got?
Who played second base for the Orioles?
Robbie Alomar.
Correct.
Okay.
DH is a guy. He's still getting paid by one team.
Oh, Bobby Bowe.
That's correct.
Yeah, Bobby Bonilla. I forgot about that.
And third base is a fine player in his own right. I believe he played for the Braves at one point.
A fine player in his own right. Played for the Braves. Did he play the hot corner for the Braves?
Yes.
Third baseman for the Atlanta Braves.
At least I think so. Well, maybe not, because he was playing during another, but this could have been when that guy was playing left field.
Just give me the initials.
BS.
Surhoff.
Yeah.
BJ Surhoff.
Correct.
Okay.
And the last player was Jeffrey Hammonds in left field.
All right, yeah. Those names bring back a lot of memories. That was good ballpark, too. I love Camden Yards.
Johnny Damon was playing for the Royals.
I would say that the mid-'90s Baltimore Orioles might be one of the easiest teams to name dudes off of that didn't really ever win shit.
A lot of good names on there.
Good names on that team.
Any other good pitchers?
Let's see. Besides Messina, I think we had Ben McDonald. I think he was still on that staff.
Yeah.
Who else did we have? I don't know. But now you've got me doubting myself about Mark McLemore. What was his career like? Let's look up Mark Trammell McLemore.
We should just do this all day.
Mark Trammell McLemore. He played for the Baltimore Orioles from 1992 through 1994. So just barely missed out on that one. Let's see who else was on the 1995 Baltimore Orioles lineup. What do you guys think? Do you guys have any other nominees for the best teams that didn't do shit? Like with the best names?
So you're saying retrospectively you go back and you look and you're like, how did that team not win anything?
Like you recognize everybody on that team, but they didn't win.
The first thing that popped in my head was the Angels from like 5 years ago, but I feel like that's just Shohei and Mike Trout.
And
good enough.
Rendon.
Well, but he was never.
Yeah, I don't think that. Do you think that Mike Trout is happy?
Yeah.
Extremely.
Yeah.
Because I think he could have left.
I think he is too.
I think he has a great life.
Do you think that Mike Trout is walking around the streets of Chicago and he's not getting recognized?
I think Mike Trout, that bit got so overplayed that like people recognize Mike Trout.
It did get overplayed, but now I think it's more true now than it was when it started.
Well, I mean, he's older. He's not the best player in baseball anymore like he was at one point.
I think you put a baseball cap on Mike Trout and he can go incognito at, like if you get one baseball fan, they're going to know who he is. But you could probably go incognito at most restaurants.
At Bavette's and no one say anything to him?
No, because I think at a place like Bavette's, your antenna's always on. You're like, that guy's somebody.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're thinking that everybody that sits down could be somebody that you should recognize.
What's the best restaurant he could eat at that nobody would say anything?
That's a very good question. I think
Chicago Cut?
I think he could eat at Trivoli Tavern.
I was just going to say
Trivoli.
Trivoli.
But see, Trivoli, I have my antenna up because I've been in there with famous people.
The Bears tight end room goes there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I sat next to Angel Reese there one time.
Really?
Would she eat?
I wasn't paying that close of attention. I sat across from a guy, and my fiance and I we were like, we know that's a guy, but we couldn't place it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a lower level actor. Have you seen Nobody Wants This, the Sydney Sweeney Glenn Powell movie?
I've not.
That's Anyone But You.
Anyone But You. What is
Nobody
Nobody
Wants?
Oh, that's
Kristen
that
Bell
terrible
TV
Netflix
show.
Adam
show.
Brody.
Yeah.
Does he know that you sit around referring to him as a lower level actor?
I mean, maybe. Anyone But You is the name of the film, and he is the ex-boyfriend.
Wait, I ate dinner next to him at Gino and Marty's.
It was the same week we talked about this.
Oh, we did talk about this. Yeah. I had dinner at the same restaurant as him too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing about Tivoli is, though, it's dark and their chairs are really high. If you're in one of those chairs, you can kind of maybe hide.
Yeah, you could hide. You could hide in a corner at Tivoli.
Yeah. I mean, that's Big T. Every time we go, you're like a celebrity.
You know, the people, they want Big T. I don't know what to tell you.
I think Mike Trout could probably go to I think he could eat at most Hooters.
No.
You don't think
I
so?
don't think so.
No. Well, a place where people are there to watch sports? You picked maybe the worst restaurant.
I don't know. I'd like to do an experiment. I think that Mike Trout could get away with the Hooters.
No. And I think the people that go to Hooters are maybe a bit more forward with going up to him than they would be at like a very fine dining establishment.
I'd like to do this experiment. Mike, I know you're a listener to the show. Let's go to Hooters one day.
Could Mike Trout eat at the Hamburger University McDonald's?
No.
No. The inflow of customers is too high.
Yeah, it is like a
turnover.
touristy.
Yeah, you get a lot of people in there. There's going to be somebody.
See, I fear there's a weird line, because if you go to too nice of a restaurant, like a Bavette's or something like that, Armitage Jailhouse, you're almost expecting famous people.
Yeah.
But then if you go to maybe a lower class restaurant such as a Hooters, fine, great fries, but again, lower class in terms of a steakhouse, then people are more inclined to go up to you because they're like, holy shit, that's Mike Trout. So there's like a weird middle ground.
Mm-hmm.
What about like La Scarola?
Ooh. No, because I think it's the same. Any place that has pictures on the
Pictures
wall
on the wall.
of customers.
Yeah.
I think everybody's like, is that somebody whose pictures on the wall?
And Mike Trout's like a bigger, like he's like a built dude. He looks pretty athletic, I would say.
I wonder how often people come up to Mike Trout and they're like, are you a football player? I recognize you from somewhere.
That's got to sting.
Yeah. Because he probably deep down wishes he was a football player. Mike Trout would trade it all for a
Play
tryout.
for the Eagles?
Yeah, for a tryout with the Birds.
He's got the shoulders of a tight end, I feel like.
Yeah. Or like a linebacker.
Yeah. Is he tall?
I think he's like, what, 6'1"?
Well, you know that all the baseball players have their real
Yeah.
heights out there now.
I know.
I was just going to say. He's only 34.
This says 6'2".
So I guess that's got to be real.
MLB says 6'1" now, so he was probably listed at 6'2" before.
Okay. Who are the ones that had the most drop?
Oh, I mean, there were guys who went from 6'1" to 5'9".
Was it
Yeah.
Austin
The Orioles
Wells?
guy?
Yeah. I know that Bregman dropped from, what, like 6'1" or 6'2". He dropped to 5'10". That's tough.
Hilarious.
A few people came down to 5'9". Welcome.
Arian did say he's in a rain delay right now, though, if we want to ask him about his performance.
Okay, yeah, let's can we try to zoom Arian in?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd like to hear more about the bony homo allegations. I mean, this has the potential to be explosive. And I want it to be true so bad. Oh, we got a very special guest joining the show. He's actually one of the hosts of a podcast on Barstool Sports. His name's Arian Foster, and he's going to be calling in live from the golf tournament. He's brought to you by our good friends over at Pebble. One thing no one tells you about hiring globally is how unclear the cost can be. It looks simple at first, then the fees start to stack up, and Pebble brings clarity with upfront, all-in hiring cost and enables you to hire the world. Pebble is an AI-powered global human resources platform built for founders, HR leaders, and operators who are hiring and supporting teams around the world. Pebble helps you hire, pay, and manage talent in over 185 countries with fast onboarding that can be done in minutes. Instead of juggling separate tools for contracts, payroll, benefits, and compliance, Pebble brings everything together with built-in guidance and local expertise to support you. This is especially helpful if you're managing teams internationally or if you're planning to grow. The fastest-growing companies in the world use Pebble to stay organized, they reduce risk, and founders use it to scale faster without feeling like they have to become HR or compliance experts. The bottom line is it simplifies global people operations. Our new standard discounted price at $399 per month per employee helps you contain costs. Go to highpebble.ai to get a free estimate. That's HIPEBL.ai for a free estimate. Highpebble.ai. And now here's Arian Foster. What's up, Arian?
with it?
There he is.
How we living?
Great. It's good to see you. We looked at the scoreboard earlier.
We live? Don't worry. Why you doing that?
Oh, we just want to see how you're doing.
Why you doing that? I'm doing all right. I'm like right on the cut line.
You're having
but
fun.
Today had a rocky start today.
All right. It looks good. So, what's the experience been like out there?
It's dope, man. The dope shit about this I guess league is like it's a bunch of like retired athletes that compete against each other in golf. So right to the right, man, I got Dwight Freeney, I got Ray Allen, J.R. Smith, I got Nick Van X, Lionel way over here. It's like really, really, high caliber ex-athletes that all love the game of golf and get to compete with each other. And so it's really dope just seeing everybody in a different element. And everybody's cool. It's like a little fraternity almost.
Have you met any of the Braves pitchers? There's several of them.
Yes, actually, I'm paired with one today. I think he's a Braves pitcher. Russ Ortiz.
Yep, I saw he was on there too.
Yeah, so I'm paired with him today. He a cool dude. He be mad as hell when he hit a bad shot though.
Yeah, we were looking at some of the names that are on the list. It does seem like a pretty good group. So the last that we saw, Tony Romo was tied for 5th. And he's always buzzing around the top of these tournaments.
He got a really good game, man. And really beautiful swing, really beautiful lag. Super cool dude too, man. My mom and my kids are all out here for the tournament, and he's super nice to them afterwards. My mom is a fan of him. She likes him more as a broadcaster than a quarterback.
Okay.
But she's a fan of him. So he stopped and took a picture with my mom. So anybody take a picture of my mom's, good in my book.
Okay. So
interesting.
No allegations towards Tony Romo.
Nope, 0.
Okay. All right. Be interesting to have that conversation later.
Yeah, no. I think everybody else is competing, doing the best that they can. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It's an easy way to get in Arian's good graces. Say hi to mom.
Mike Tomlin.
Oh, Tomlin's there?
Ever good in my book. No. He just she was like a super fan of him, and we played them 2014. And I went up to him before the game. I was like, "Yo, my mom's is here, and she loves you, bro." He's like, "Man, say less." So after the game, he made sure he came to say hi to her. So shout out to Mike Tomlin.
That's very cool. I see that Marty Fish is there too. Have you met him?
I haven't. I don't know half the people here, and it's not because they didn't do their thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's because I'm a hermit. So everybody here is somebody.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I just don't know a lot of cats, man. But the dope shit, another dope one is Ray Allen.
Yeah.
My son here, and he a hooper. And Ray Allen took the time out, to come say some words to him, give him some encouragement, get some advice. As a hooper, my son lit up because if you asked him before this tournament who his favorite shooter was, it was Ray Allen. And he came up and showed love. It was really dope.
That's cool. If you see Marty, go up to him and say hi. He's a good friend of ours. And he's
he's around here because it's a rain delay, so everybody's in the clubhouse.
He's a really good golfer.
I don't know what he looks
he's
like.
won that he's won the Lake Tahoe American Century Championship a couple times.
Yeah, and that's the thing I know. Baseball players have a leg up. You know what I'm saying? Like this is their bag. They've been doing this shit for years. But I'm dedicated to beating these motherfuckers, man. So I'm gonna grind these next couple years. Yeah. I shot an 83 yesterday. Really, really good.
That's awesome.
And I 4-putted and I had a birdie putt. It was really bad, but I shot an 83. I'm doing okay today. Ended up with 3 putting coming to rain.
I love it.
Have you seen Cordell Stewart play at all? We noticed he was not doing the best.
Yeah, he was struggling today, man, or yesterday. He didn't have a point.
What do you need to get a point?
So it's I forget I think it's called the Stableford. The Stableford.
Yeah.
I think so. A bogey is 1. So if you get a bogey, it's 1. Par is 2. Birdie is 4. Eagle is 6.
So he hasn't gotten a bogey.
He's gotten a lot of.
Yeah, he didn't get a bogey.
Well, no, he might have.
Rough go for my boy.
He might have gotten a lot of double and triple bogeys to go along with his bogeys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a rough day for my man.
All right, so we're rooting for you. What's the goal here?
The goal is to make the cut. I know there are golfers who have been golfing for 20 plus years. You know what I'm saying? I'm a realist when it comes to this game. I'm competitive, but I'm a realist, and so like I feel like if I shoot under 80 today, I have a good shot, or at least a low 80. I have a good shot to make the cut. But I mean, I shot at 83, and I was I think tied for 60, and 60 is where they're cutting. So I think if I shoot around there today and it's tough conditions, scores may get a little higher today. It's a little rainy, it's a little wet. So we're gonna see. Today I'm on hole 7 right now. I think I'm 5 over. But I ended up with 3 pars before the rain delay, so I started to catch fire.
Those are good points, yeah.
Yeah, I think if I par out this, and they're really easy holes. The next 3 holes are really easy holes. If I par out, I'm 5 over, which will give me a 41 for the front, and I'll be prime position.
Okay, and then the other question was Mike Leach. Mike Leach is in the field.
Is that the coach?
No,
Well,
it can't because Mike Leach is dead. So we're curious.
The coach?
Yeah, passed away several years ago.
Yeah, we didn't know which Mike Leach this was.
Well, it can't be that one.
No.
Damn, R.I.P.
Yeah,
Mike Lee. I had no idea. How'd he die?
it's sudden. It
I'm
was
not sure.
Suddenly, I think Brandon Walker drove him insane.
Sure, it had something to do with it. Yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't know which Mike Leach this could be. Maybe I'll just try Googling the other Mike Leach and see what that brings me to. But I believe in you, Arian. I think you can do this. I think you can make the cut. And do you get money?
Yeah, I think you if you place a server, it's not life changing stuff. It's just cool little pocket change or whatever. But it's more like competitive. Everybody here just compete.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it. But more than anything, it's like really you see like at the end of the day, we all just ex people that used to do stuff, and it's cool to see where everybody at, like the little fraternal bond that kind of grows, and having friends from like I wrote up on I wanted to play 18 again in a practice round. I wrote up on a couple of hockey players, and they were cool as shit. Bumping DMX. We was like, hey, you want to do 100 this hole? And I was like, yeah, let's bet. You know what I'm saying? We ended up pushing, but I don't remember their names. Cool dudes though.
They were in this field?
Yeah, they're all in it. We got hockey, baseball, basketball, football.
I'm seeing there was a Mike Leach that was a long snapper for the Broncos and Cardinals.
That might be him.
Just as valid as a Mike Leach as the other one. You know?
Yep, that's true. That's true. It's not his fault that they've got the same name.
Yeah. Yeah, apologies to the Macrodosing, man. I've been grinding on this golf tournament. I know y'all missing me.
Yeah,
You know?
we had a long discussion about Tiger on Monday. You have any?
Oh, what we feeling?
I mean, just like he's got he's lucky that he hasn't killed somebody.
Sure, that's where I'm at with it. Just don't kill nobody. And we talked about it, and I think it was Mac sent the video to the group. I said that shit 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
Stay your ass out of cars, bro. Everything bad happened to that man happened in cars.
Yeah. He needs to stop driving and he needs to get some help. It sounds like he's stepping away from golf for a little bit, which is probably.
I
probably
mean,
for the best.
listen, I'm nobody's expecting him to win ever again. I just want to. He's a rock star, man. He's the GOAT, and you know sometimes rock stars do stupid ass shit. I don't look to anybody in the entertainment industry for moral guidance, and nobody else should. So I don't expect it. I just hope he does, does well for himself and his family, so that they don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, be proud of what he do. He's always gonna be my GOAT. As soon as the news broke, I went to SundayRed.com to see if they had like a sale or something.
Did they?
It's not gonna deter me from being a fan. Bro, what you do off the course has nothing to do with what you did on.
Right.
You were the GOAT. Like, I mean, there's certain things that you start.
Yeah.
There are some things, but majority of things, you start doing drugs, you reckless, you a rock star. Don't bother me.
Yeah, he needs
GOAT.
to stop. He needs to stop driving because he's going to kill somebody. And it sounds like he's
billionaire. My guy hired a driver.
Yeah, and it sounds like he's not healthy mentally if he's doing this type of stuff. So I hope he gets better on that.
So I did a deep dive on Michael Jackson a while back,
Mhm.
as you guys know. When you strip somebody of their childhood, that fucks with you as an adult. And it fucks with everybody differently. And for him, it absolutely fucked with him. It fucked with his relationship with his dad, probably with his mom too. He's kind of socially awkward, you know. He doesn't know how to be personable. And he's just like always like this tier where he feels like is above. You know what I mean? Like he just needs to be like realize you're a human, dog.
Yeah.
He needs to come back to reality and just relax.
Yep.
But I wish him well. That's my dog. Soon as the next collection drop on Sunday Red, I'm getting that shit.
Get it. They should have put a
getting that
discount on there for like the real ones that were still down to support Tiger.
I went, bro. As soon as the news broke, I was like, let me see if they put a little discount in. And there was a dude on one of the Instagram comments. I was like, I'm unfollowing. I can't, blah, blah, blah. I was like, well, I'm going to buy double for this guy.
Have you seen the setup in like sporting goods stores for the shoes? What it says? There's a big advertisement that says, "Get in the mind of Tiger Woods."
They did that before.
Yeah.
They did that before. Yeah. Yeah, it's starting to come down now. Look at that shit. Beautiful course, man.
It really is. Was it Brett Hull? Was that the guy that you played with yesterday?
Yes. No. Yesterday I played with Dwight Freeney and Tony Romo.
Oh no, I meant the
hockey guys.
The hockey guys.
I don't know. He just walked in the door. I don't know what his name is.
Brett Hull's a legend.
Yeah, Hall of Famer.
I'm bad with names though. Like I'm not really good with names.
All right, well, Arian, good luck. We're rooting for you to make the cut.
Thank you. Hey, miss y'all. Miss the Macrodosing, man. I'll be back Monday for sure.
Go break 80.
All right. If you see John Smoltz or Tom Glavine, tell them that Big T wants them to come on the show.
You know what? Let me see if John Smoltz is close. Oh, you're going to be the biggest fan in the world, probably. Let me see. Nah, he's super cool dude. Everybody here is super cool. I'll hit him up. Tell him to come on. I got you.
Love that.
All right. See you, Arian. Good luck.
Bye.
You guys harmonized that goodbye. That was a wild goodbye. You guys, that was a harmony in a perfect major third. I think that was a third.
That was so funny.
What the fuck?
Well, I guess it wasn't a heart. They did the same noise.
No, it was I think it was different pitches of the same word. One was like bye, and the other was like bye. And so together you get, it might have been in a fifth. I don't know. I'll have to listen back to that. You guys playing that shit?
No, we spent too much time.
They just did it again.
How we talk. That's funny.
Holy shit! The Falcons' new GM looks like Jersey Jerry. Look at that.
Now that you say it,
Yeah, our assistant GM,
I do see that.
Jeff Scott. It's Jersey Jerry.
Have you seen the leaks of the new uniforms?
No.
Just search Falcons jersey. I guess I don't know what I was expecting. It's fine. Very plain. I like the number font a lot, but the jersey is very rudimentary.
Okay.
I guess.
I'm excited about the Commanders' new jersey coming out on April 15th.
Is it just one or a whole new set?
I don't know. I think it might be a whole new set. You remember the white ones that we had last year that looked like the throwbacks?
Yeah.
I think that's going to be
That's what it should be.
our main
full-time.
white jersey, and then the burgundy I think will be kind of along those same lines where it looks like the old Redskins jerseys. And I think the helmet, I think we're going to do the yellow face mask. Might get the spear on there.
That would be sick.
Yeah, so I think I trust this ownership group when it comes to that type.
I love
of stuff.
helmets that don't have the team's logo on them. They have something else.
Yeah,
Like Vikings, Eagles, Florida State, things like that.
yeah. The new Falcons jersey, I'm seeing lots of leaks of it. I'll be honest, it looks a lot like the old Falcons jersey.
Right. It's fine.
Yeah,
It's unoffensive.
yeah, those are good uniforms.
The number font is cool. It looks like it has like a wing element to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. They'll go fucking 7 and 9 again. Who cares?
When was the last time that there's been a uniform redesign that has been like a drastic change that has been really good?
Seahawks.
Yeah.
Um,
But then again, the old Seahawks, that's a good looking uniform too.
I think these are much better, but trying to think other sports. The opposite of that is baseball. All the city connects. I have you seen the new ones for this year? They're all coming out about now.
I have, yeah.
The Braves just came out with theirs yesterday. I like what they were going for. It's supposed to be a nod to like TBS in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. I don't love the uniform. But some of the other ones they're too out there. We got to go back to, we're white and gray.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. It's to sell more jerseys to the kids.
That's exactly what it's about. There's one other little piece of news that we should get to before we talk about Operation Northwoods. Have you seen what TMZ is up to?
In what regard?
In Washington, D.C.
No.
They are on Congress's ass.
So TMZ is launching like a Washington, D.C. bureau
Okay.
to try to catch lawmakers, politicians doing weird shit.
What do you think about that?
I think it's probably good. I think it's like I don't much care for TMZ. But I think that politicians have been able to kind of like get away with being scumbags for way too long.
In what sense?
In the sense of, I think we'd be surprised to know that a lot of Congress people are friendly. They hang out with each other outside of the office. Like if you're combative on TV shows, or if you're combative on the House floor and the media.
So you want TMZ there to catch Cory Booker and Ted Cruz at dinner?
I want to see what's going on. I want to see exactly how much of this is theater. How much is just them pretending to hate each other to get more donations and to make all of Americans, like all of us, hate each other.
Okay, so that's why I asked, because I was going to say it seems like most things that are newsworthy that government officials do is reported. So, but you're saying you want the opposite. You want to catch them being friends.
Well, I want to see that, and I disagree with what you first said. I don't think that most of what they do is caught.
You don't think so?
No, I think that the culture in DC and the different like institutions like the Hill or Politico, I think there's a ton of stuff. Almost everything is like off the record. I think a lot of those, if you want to be like a reporter in DC, you have to learn what off the record means, and you have to like keep your sources confidential. And if you want access, you have to promise them that you're going to like flame all the people that they don't like.
Well, there's a difference between someone telling you something off the record and like you not reporting a major scandal or something.
I think there's a ton of quid pro quo journalism in DC.
That could be the case.
A ton of it. I think almost all the access journalism is done with the understanding that they're not sharing something, or they're helping the subject of who they're writing about, of what they're writing about.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
And so
but I don't think there's a ton of major scandals that are going unreported either.
Oh, I do. I think
like
yes.
big time stuff.
I think that there's like personal stuff. Yeah, I think there's a lot of scumbags, ton of scumbags that right now are not just. You know what? It's not just about the politicians. The people that should be really, really scared about TMZ is like the staffers, like the junior level staffers that work for senators and Congress people. Don't get paid a whole lot. They're all super ambitious. They all have enjoyed kind of working behind the scenes outside of the spotlight for a very long time. They all tend to get along with each other pretty well. There's a lot of stuff that happens there. It's kind of like frats. It's like a bunch of fraternities and sororities for people that went to Georgetown or like Ivy League schools and now are advancing to the top of the political fields before they run for office.
I hate to interrupt you, but you got to check your phone. We have a video from John Smoltz.
Okay.
And I'm going to play. I haven't watched
Okay.
Big T, John Smoltz. Big S. Way to go, Big T.
Oh, fuck yeah. Let's go.
Big S.
That rocks.
I like that. What's up, Big S?
That's big time.
That's awesome.
Need him to win the tournament.
He might.
Poor Arian.
He might. I'm rooting for him. You would be his lucky charm at that point.
Yeah. That rocks. Childhood hero of mine.
Yeah.
We're stacking some big time believers recently.
Who do we got? We got Josh Pate.
Wilson.
Yeah, West Wilson, the
We
guy
don't
who's
want him
in all that
anymore.
drama. He likes all the videos Brandon and I do on Instagram, so I consider him a believer. We talked about the cop the other day. Some of the Chicago police force.
Yep, that's right.
believers. Yeah, just some big time additions.
Max Delente, not a Big T believer.
Not a believer.
You want to tell that story?
Wow.
Crazy.
What?
I was coming out of I went to get some coffee Sunday morning before going to the Tennessee-Michigan game, and Max was walking on the other side of the street with his dog, and I kind of gave him like a, hey, what's up? And he looked right at me. I mean, looked me in the eye, and so I was like, oh, he didn't see me till just now. I gave him another one, hey, what's up, Max? And he just kept looking at me and then turned around and kept walking. Never acknowledged me at all. And I was like, oh, maybe that wasn't Max. That was, I waved at the wrong guy. And then I came in yesterday and I was like, hey, were you walking your dog on Sunday? And he was like, in Fulton Market? And he was like, yeah, I was. And I was like, you looked right at me and I waved at you 5 times and you never said anything. So I guess Max is not a believer.
That's sad.
Yeah.
He ignores. Maybe he thought you were a fan.
Maybe, in which case, don't say hey to Max if you see him.
That's really sad. It's
Yeah.
really sad that Max has gotten too big for his
He's
britches.
big time now.
Yeah.
Now that he's on the needle.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, sad stuff.
But you got John Smoltz, so.
Yeah, I mean,
a good replacement.
yeah. Only guy ever with, does he have 300 wins and 150 saves?
He's got 300 wins?
Might be 200.
Because, yeah, in order to get those saves, he had to...
213 wins.
Okay.
And I believe he has 150 saves as well.
Yeah, one of the best starting pitchers of the 90s, one of the best closers of all time.
Yeah, 154 saves, 213 wins.
Good for him.
69 career WAR. Nice.
Very nice. All right, let's talk a little Operation Northwoods, if you don't mind. You don't mind, do you, Big T?
Even if I did, would it matter?
Nope. It's brought to you by Shady Rays. I got a quick question. How are my Shady Rays that I have right here basically the same quality as the $200 sunglasses that I used to buy? And I used to lose.
And you look sick as well.
I do look sick in these. I like the new polarized red lenses. That's going to be a new look for PFT this summer. I got the blue lenses here. I've got the Color Rush blues as well. I'm not exaggerating. They feel every bit as premium as the expensive brands that I've owned. I'm wearing Shady Rays to the lake, on the boat, at the game, on the job site. Here's the thing. If you knock them off, they fall into the water, fall into the ocean, they disappear in a lake, they get broken, doesn't matter. They replace them. If you sit on them, even the first day, they're going to replace them, and they're actually premium sunglasses. Polarized lenses, they cut the glare. They've got the best optics, durable frames, solid hinges. You're going to love them. You're going to look good. They're going to feel good. And if you lose them, they're going to repair them. They've got they're going to send you a new pair. They've got lost and broken protection, the best protection plan in the biz, and they have their best deal of the season. So go to shadyrays.com, use code MACRO, get 40% off 2 or more polarized sunglasses. That's shadyrays.com, promo code MACRO, 40% off 2 or more polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. I think this is the best discount that they run all year. I don't think I've seen higher than 40% off. So go to shadyrays.com, use promo code MACRO. You get 40% off 2 or more polarized sunglasses. And again, they've got the lost and broken protection, the best in the business. So you can buy them with the confidence that if you lose them, if you break them, you're not going to be SOL. They'll take care of you. Shout out Shady Rays. Great deal with Shady Rays. Okay. Operation Northwoods. Operation Northwoods is like maybe the first thing that like a 9/11 truther will tell you to look up if you doubt what they're saying. But I mean, look up Operation Northwoods if you don't believe me. I feel like this is a gateway into a lot of conspiracy theories. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, because it was a real conspiracy.
This is real. Yeah, it's as Alex Jones said. They've admitted this.
It's in the documents.
You got the documents right here. They've declassified all the documents. They tried to kill Castro and bomb his fields. They sent we tried to do Operation Mongoose.
You had a stretch there that was really good, but then you go too southern with it.
Well, he's from Texas.
But he doesn't talk
I'm from fuck
Bill
you up.
Clinton.
Listen to me, you son of a bitch.
See,
you
that was
fucking asshole.
That's pretty good.
I'll kick your fucking ass. Mincy does a better job just talking in his normal. It's almost like Alex Jones' voice I would classify as like Patrick Mahomes after he got stung by a bee. Get the fuck over here, you stupid fucking bee. We got to get rid of these fucking bees. So Operation Northwoods. This was a real thing that our government put together back in the 60s. And it has its roots in a couple things that we tried to do right before that. So it was the height of the Cold War, and communism was spreading around the world. And the number one goal of the United States military was to stop communism from spreading. The domino theory said that if one country fell to communism, then there would be one that fell right next to it, and then sooner or later it would be at our doorstep, and the United States would turn into a communist dictatorship, and millions and millions and millions of people would die. And so it was like the doctrine of the United States to do whatever we could to try to defeat or depose any communist country, including some ones in our own hemisphere. In Central America, we engineered a bunch of coups. In Cuba, we installed leaders that we liked and we thought would play ball with us. And then there was a revolution in Cuba, and Fidel Castro took over. And he seized a lot of the land. The government took a lot of the land, a lot of the factories. And there's a big influx of Cubans that left Cuba at that time and fled to the United States. And it was mostly the wealthier people in Cuba that left because the government was confiscating their property and their land, and they were killing a bunch of people too. So we had in our U.S. doctrine the theory that we needed to get Fidel Castro and the Cuban communist government out of power as soon as possible, because the closer it was to us, the worse it was for America. Not only for the possibility that America would fall to communism, but also they were kind of like looked at as being a satellite government of the Soviet Union.
Which at least makes a modicum of sense.
It does,
Like
yeah.
if the USSR got a foothold 50 miles from Miami.
We would use it. They would use it.
Right.
Right. Just like the U.S. had satellite countries in Europe where we would station some of our weapons and our missiles, and it was like a big...
Still do.
It was a Cold War. So we were like combating the spread of communism through the Soviet Union, through Europe, by having like our people and our governments that we were friendly with fighting the spread of communism. And then Soviet Union wanted Cuba as a foothold in our hemisphere, right next 90 miles from Florida is where Cuba is. Kind of crazy that it's that close. So we tried a few things to try to get rid of the Castro regime. We had this thing called Operation Zapata. I think that means shoe, doesn't it?
I believe so.
Operation Shoe.
I think that's where Zappos.com comes from.
Good point. We had this unit, kind of a paramilitary unit called Brigade 2506. And they were trained in Guatemala after we installed our own puppet government in Guatemala. We trained Brigade 2506 in their jungles. They were a unit that was comprised of a lot of Cuban nationals that had fled when Castro took over. We were training them for an upcoming invasion of Cuba. There was the Bay of Pigs in 1961, I believe. And in 1961, that's when we sent a bunch of, it was our military, but it was primarily former Cuban nationals that had been trained by us to take over Cuba from the government. And I think there were 1,500 people that tried to storm the beaches in Cuba, and all of them were either killed or captured. It was a big, big embarrassment for the government and for the Kennedy administration as well. And it changed the way that John F. Kennedy kind of looked at his own staff and his own cabinet at that point, because he realized that they don't necessarily have, they don't always have the best head on their shoulders, that the generals will have their own agendas, and he needs to do a better job of pushing back on some of the things that they try to convince him to do. So we had a bunch of plans that were put in place called Operation Mongoose. And Operation Mongoose, it sounds like it was a no bad ideas meeting. So one of the things in Operation Mongoose entailed painting some planes that we had to look like they were Soviet planes, and then bombing some of the crops in Haiti and the Dominican Republic, and they would think that it was the Soviet Union that was bombing them, but it would really be us.
How recently did it become to where you can't get away with dumb shit? I think it's pretty recently. I mean, DNA came about in the, 90s?
Yeah, I've thought about that before. Like, how easy would it be to get away with, like, robbing a bank in the 1950s?
I think as long as you were gone by the time the cops showed up.
There's nothing you could do. The cops could, like, get a description that, like, it matched your description. They could show up to your house and be like, nah, it wasn't me. I've been home all day. And then they'd be like, well, this one person said it looked like you. Okay.
All right.
I'll try that in court. Be like, shoot, he won't admit to it.
Yeah, I mean, what, like, before there were cameras everywhere or DNA or anything, what did they do?
Or phones that, like, track your
right.
Like, I think right now it's pretty much impossible to get away with crimes. If you have somebody that is, like, dedicated to try to find out who broke the law, they can track you down. It's mostly about just, like, investigators, I think, giving up.
I think the only way you could get away with something is if you did it to someone completely random for no reason at all, and you were good at it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have any sort of motive or connection, like, they'll find you instantly.
Yeah. But
for the most part,
I think
except in Chicago, where, like, 90% of murders are never resolved. But
I think it's like the 2000s. I think the year 2000 is when it became much, much harder to get away with stuff. That was like the tipping point where most places had cameras.
But in the 60s, even the top U.S. government officials were like, we could just paint the planes and bomb ourselves.
Yeah, we could do all sorts of crazy shit.
And that would work.
Yeah. So Operation Northwoods was not it was not officially called Operation Northwoods at the time. They didn't refer to it as Operation Northwoods. Northwoods was a code word that the Joint Chiefs used on the Mongoose documents. So the Operation Mongoose, that was like an all-encompassing plan on how to overthrow Fidel Castro and how to take over the island of Cuba for the United States. And because we tried doing a lot of other stuff, but by the time like 1962 rolled around, we figured that the only way that we would be able to accomplish our goals was a complete overthrow of the Castro regime, either through killing or capturing him. So, JFK was president at the time, and he initially rejected the Operation Northwoods proposal. It was like kind of beyond the pale what they requested, or some of the ideas. And when I say it was a no bad ideas meeting, I think it was like the very epitome of a no bad ideas meeting. Let's throw out if you want to get rid of Castro, throw out anything that you want to do. And we'll say no if it's illegal, but you just tell us. And they came up with a lot of illegal shit. So as I mentioned, they had Cuban MiGs, and they thought about painting them. Or sorry, they had I think they were F-86s. They were American planes, and they said, let's paint these to look like Cuban MiGs. And not only will we bomb the fields of like nearby islands and other countries and destroy some of their crops, we'll also send these fake Cuban MiGs up into the sky and have them harass American planes. So that way we get American pilots, like civil American pilots, flying, just like transportation routes, commercial routes, to see that there's these Russian planes or Soviet planes up in the air. And that way we'll have like a paper trail of how much Cuba's been acting up in the skies. They said, let's fly these planes up in the air. Let's have them buzz the tower on some commercial aircraft that are flying by. We'll have them create documents reporting what they saw. Let's do all sorts of like terroristic activities. They thought about developing a communist Cuban terror campaign in the Miami area and in Washington, D.C. So they thought about actually detonating artillery shells on the streets of Miami, on the streets of D.C., and having the shells match up with Soviet weapons so that they could be traced back to Cuba. These are all things that the United States government suggested that we do to ourselves.
To be clear, it would have worked.
Yes. Yeah.
So, I mean, terrible things to do.
Yeah. Again, no bad ideas.
But, to accomplish their goals, it would have worked.
It definitely would have worked. They even thought about sinking an entire boat filled with Cuban refugees traveling from Cuba to the United States. Like the people that we're trying to help, the ones that are fleeing the Cuban government. We thought about sinking an entire boat with dozens of them and then blaming that on the Cuban government because we would do it with a ship that was flying, like we were false flying a Cuban flag. We thought about having groups of rebels around Guantanamo Bay firing artillery shells into the military complex and having the shells explode, and we would look at those and be like, oh, these are Soviet shells. It was obviously the Cuban government is attacking our base at Guantanamo Bay, but it would actually be our own special forces that would be doing it. So do you remember the phrase remember the Maine?
Maybe, but not a ton.
Yeah, so it was a ship that sunk in Cuban waters, I think in the Spanish-American War, back in like the probably early 1900s. And so the rallying cry was remember the Maine. And that was our way of saying, like, don't let all those sailors have died in vain. Let's bomb the shit out of them, or let's attack back. It was like a rallying cry. So we thought about doing another one of those remember the Maine style things by blowing up one of our own ships in Guantanamo Bay and then blaming Cuba about it. And we even had some ideas. This is kind of crazy to me. The fake hijackings that got thrown out there. They had a plot where they were going to have like a bunch of college students planning a spring break tour. And the flight might have been taking off from a Caribbean island or maybe from like South Florida. And we would have a bunch of college-age students on it. It would go up in the air. It would land. And then after it landed, we would have like a duplicate plane that had the same tail number, was painted the exact same way, that would then take off and fly somewhere else. And then we would give a report that this plane has been lost. And then we'd have submarines that were in like the Gulf of Mexico or on the Caribbean Sea that had a bunch of airplane debris that they would jettison so they would all float to the surface. So then another airplane of like somebody who was not involved in the plot would be looking for this lost plane, would find this debris field and then call that in. And then we would examine the debris field and then find out, oh yeah, that's the same plane. It was hijacked by these forces from the Soviet Union or from Cuba.
That actually seems like the best one in terms of not killing people.
Right. Well, not killing people initially, but then that would then be used as a pretext to
Correct, but I'm saying better than blowing up the streets of Miami.
right, better than like detonating a bomb in downtown Miami, being like the Soviets got us.
Right.
I agree with that. So yeah, it was going to be the Cubans would have either hijacked this airline or they would have shot down this airline that was flying to Jamaica. Either way, it would be like a group of college students, and they had this idea of landing the plane and then taking off with a hoax plane. So that way the college students would maybe never know that their plane was the one that we said got hijacked.
I like that one.
And back then, you could have gotten away with a lot of stuff.
Oh, I mean, that would have been hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, it wasn't like we had all the open source intelligence that we had that we have right now. But that's some pretty crazy shit that they planned on doing. And JFK was like, no, I'm not doing any of this stuff. You guys are all insane. But the bottom line was the Joint Chiefs, the highest levels of our military and our government, thought that the best way of getting the American people behind something was to stage a false flag operation in which Americans were attacked, and then the will of the people would be on their side to do whatever the fuck they wanted to get Castro out.
And this is what gives me pause when, like, you know, you hear a 9/11 truth or whatever, and I'm like, obviously the U.S. government did not have anything to do with 9/11. It was a horrific tragedy. But, I mean, they've done shit before, so it's hard to say, well, they'd never do that.
Yeah, it is. It's it's one of those things that you look at and you think to yourself, well, I guess they're capable of pretty much anything if this was the stuff that they were putting out, right? If this was, and again, it might have been their no bad ideas meeting, in which case they're like encouraged to brainstorm, and they went way too far.
There were enough of them that it seems like it was pretty thought out.
Yeah, so they tried to get JFK to sign off on it. JFK did not sign off on it. And in fact, JFK said, you guys are fucking insane. Then during the Cuban Missile Crisis, they tried to get him to do a lot of crazy stuff. And he was like, no, I'm going to talk to my counterparts in Russia and try to work this out. Then all the generals like were completely turned against him. And then his head got blown off shortly after the fact. And they did try to get the mafia. So this is part of Operation Mongoose. They tried to get the United States mafia to take out Castro. We tried to kill Castro so many times.
Now that could have been sick.
That would be a great movie, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they probably have made a movie about it before. But when Castro took over, kicked all the American businesses out, along with that, they closed down a lot of the casinos that the mafia had a big hand in down there. So they shut down a line of business. So the mob was not happy with Castro. So the CIA was like, hey, do you guys want to get back at him? And they're like, yeah, sign me up. They were never officially able to get back at Castro. And we even had like a woman that we sent over there. I think she was like a friend of Fidel Castro's, and she said that she would poison him. And so we gave her the poison, and then he seduced her too good, and she couldn't do it.
I mean, say what you want about Castro.
He had game.
That's kind of...
Yeah, he had game. And he had also invented the Euro step.
True.
Have you seen him hoop?
Yeah. We talked about that one time.
Yeah, pretty good basketball player.
What was the... He has a devastating move that...
Yeah, the official quote?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I got to find it.
We also thought about spraying LSD over the port of Havana. That was another idea that we had, I guess just to make the entire nation trip at the same time.
Well, Russia might be doing that to us now.
Oh, really?
Well, Havana syndrome.
Oh, Havana, yeah. I don't know if that's tripping.
In his frequent basketball matches, Fidel has started using a new move he simply calls the step. It is undeniably effective, yet its goodness equally undeniable. As revolutionaries, we must not merely pay attention to ends, but to means. I worry that this flash and pomp is not befitting of the revolutionary leader. That's what it was. Che Guevara was like, he does this thing, but it's actually anti-communist.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, he can't do it anymore.
The Euro step is not Like it's not meant for the revolution.
It serves to separate him too much from those caught in the chains of a maudlin life, marred by oppression and economic strife. Yes, it leads to a basket, but at what cost to the communal spirit?
That can't be a real quote. That can't be a real
Che
quote.
Guevara's journal,
Are you serious?
December 12th, 1962.
It's too bougie.
Yeah.
Like the step is too bougie.
Yeah.
I like that. He just wanted like hand down, man down. Like what's wrong with the bounce pass? Two-handed layup counts the same.
That rocks.
Yeah.
And now ironically called the Euro step.
That is
but
true.
It wasn't communist enough.
We also thought about booby trapping a seashell to take out Fidel. So I don't know what, like, if this was a real plan that we had, but we knew that Castro liked to go diving. He liked to go skin diving. And we thought about putting like a really good looking shell in a location that we knew that he liked to dive, that he would be attracted to. And then we would have it explode after he took it up to the surface. I think you got to know like exactly the right location that he likes to go in, exactly his taste in shells,
and exactly the right shell.
Exactly. Yeah.
If you make it too obvious, then he'll an experienced diver would pick up on that.
Yeah, he wouldn't touch it.
But if it's not good enough, he won't go to it. It has to be the perfect middle ground.
It sounds like you'd spend a lot of money on this one shell, and the thing about the ocean is it moves, and there's tides. So if the weather's like windy one day, that explosive shell might just get blown out to sea somewhere, and it might end up 90 miles an hour or 90 miles away in Florida on your own beach. We thought about doing a lot of stuff, and we were unable to take Castro out, which I think probably also drove the generals insane, which made them get into these weird places where they're like, let's just bomb our own cities.
He outlived all of them.
He did, yeah. He really did. So RFK Jr. has talked repeatedly about Operation Northwoods because he's very familiar through his family. He has been discussing it openly. He's been talking about it in speeches. He's mentioned it in his books. He puts the blame on the highest officials in the U.S. military and saying how badly the American military leadership had lost its moral bearings at that point. And the most important part in Operation Northwoods, he claims, is his father's role, and how RFK Jr. says that his father, RFK, was the one that counseled JFK to turn everything down. So his dad is the hero in all this, which is kind of crazy. Also, you ever think about this? There's a place where a lot of rich people like to go and get naked in the summertime and burn a giant owl. We've talked about it on the show before.
Mm-hmm.
Bohemian Grove. There's a golf club that's adjacent to Bohemian Grove. You know what it's called? Northwood Golf Club. Isn't that interesting?
And where is that?
California.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, California. So I guess the bottom line is we threw out a bunch of ideas that got shot down by JFK. But the fact that we had the actual heads of our military planning on doing this stuff or saying that they want to do it is really something that makes you think that they could suggest anything.
And I'm sure they have.
I'm sure there's been some stuff that's happened. I'm with you though, Big T. I feel like if you were to look at 9/11, like how everybody like ties or draws a straight line between this and 9/11, there'd be way too many people that would have to know about it.
Yeah.
Way too many people.
The IDs of the terrorists gives me like 1% pause.
Yeah, but
other than that,
I think it's really. I was reading about that last week, and I read some stuff that I did not know before, and I think it was really just like one ID was found intact, and the others were like, it was like a different description than, like, just happened to have found them laying on top of the rubble. It's not that clean cut,
right?
Also, when me and Hank were down in Florida, we got a cab ride from the airport to the Airbnb that we were staying at. And the guy that was driving us, he was in the Pentagon on 9/11, and his wife was driving across, I think it was, I want to say, taking 295, and the plane went down right in front of her and like clipped a telephone pole and clipped like a barrier. And his wife has like a piece of the plane that hit the Pentagon on 9/11.
Wow.
And he's like, I usually keep it in the car with me, but and if anybody like doubts 9/11, I just say, this is a piece of the plane right here. If they're like, I've never seen a plane, like, here it is. It's right here. Courtesy of my wife.
Wow.
Yep. All right. Well, that was Macrodosing. And we will see you guys next week. April Fools. But also April Fools on that. We will see you next week. Love you guys.
Goodbye.